What's going on, everyone? My name's Security Denied, and welcome back to the Average Gamer's Perspective on the TWID, also known as This Week in Destiny. This week in Destiny, we're ramping up to our next dungeon race and giving you all a deep dive into the new system called Vanguard Alerts. The dungeon race is coming, introducing Vanguard Alerts, call to arms updates, a new Bungie Foundation initiative arrives. Let's dive in. Preparing for the dungeon race. Once again, we're partnering with Evan and CB Gray to host the Equilibrium Dungeon Race. They will be hosting on the Bungie Twitch channel with some exclusive interviews, giveaways, and more before the race opens up at 9 a.m. Alright, and then here's the trailer for the dungeon. We did a little reaction. Probably put that right here in the video. Let's hop right in, shall we? Let's get this bread.
6.
How's my quality? Absolute garbage.
6.
6?
You've shown me. I've made real.
So one of the 9?
I've marshaled a new Imperium to snuff out the light.
Okay. Is this one of the Dredgen that's speaking?
Violence is yours.
Okay, so we're fighting the Imperium.
You know what comes
Lightsaber. Wait, was that a dual wield? I'll go back and look.
next. Give me strength.
What? The dark saber? Okay, there's the crossbow.
Everything I have.
December 13th. Okay. Let's go back. So, this Dredgen is talking to 6. 6 is Jupiter, Saturn. What does Saturn want? Do we really know? It looks like 6 is a part of like the Darkness team or whatever. It seems like friggin' whoever number 6 is, Saturn, is a part of the Darkness team that it kind of wants to Shrek us. And stop with whatever we're doing. Because obviously the Dredgen are working for Saturn, who are the Sith in this expansion.
Everything you've shown me.
Got some new sparrows.
Real. I've marshaled.
Okay, so it looks like the majority of the dungeon is taking place on the ship. This Baron Imperium ship.
My violence is yours.
Wait, hold up.
My
Hold up.
violence is yours.
Is this Sweet Business? It looks like a cool ornament for Sweet Business, or are they adding another Sweet Business type archetype? Because it looks like it's shooting arc, does it not? Yeah, that's pretty arc. That's pretty arc. From what I remember, I don't remember Sweet Business being arc. Does Sweet Business have a catalyst? Do we know? Sweet Business. It does have a catalyst. Are they gonna update the catalyst similar to what they did with Quicksilver Storm? I mean, they didn't update it, but the catalyst turned the weapon into a strand weapon. So do you think there's going to be an update to Sweet Business to make it an arc weapon? Is that what we're thinking? Maybe. That's my guess. Is that Sweet Business is gonna, the catalyst is gonna be updated somewhat. Okay, what color was that one? Purple? A little bit darker purple than the purple we saw earlier, maybe? It seems like they have a lot of color options, which is great.
You know what comes next.
Okay, this is when I was like, is he like,
Next.
does he have like a double blade? Not you.
Give me strength.
Oh, I already missed it. Let's go back. Back more.
You know what comes.
Okay, is just one-sided. I was like, no way they're introducing a double-sided lightsaber as like the catalyst. Could you imagine if the catalyst was, yeah, you have a double-sided lightsaber, you block twice the number of bullets, and you deal double damage, or you attack twice as fast. Could you imagine?
What's next?
And then the strand dive, as always.
Strength.
Chat. This is the dark saber, and it's got like little particle effects. I don't think the other lightsaber, they got like their own little particle effect. See how it's got a little shimmer to it, but it's not like this, right? It doesn't have like big gloopy blackness. So maybe they kind of have the colors differentiated between light and dark. So if we're using a light subclass or we want to use the light abilities, it's going to be Jedi themed colors like blue, green, purple. And maybe purple will be a mix of both. Maybe. We'll see. So like blue, green, yellow. What other colors are there other than blue and green? And sometimes purple. None. And then for dark, we got the black blade, the dark saber, red, orange, and that's it. Maybe purple if we're dipping half and half. But this is sick, right? That's pretty dope. Let me just snag that real quick. Okay, and then there's a look at the crossbow. So it looks like it has... So it looks like somebody else is shooting this, but that was like the big explosion, and then it dies.
Take everything I have.
We'll have to see how much damage it does. It looks like it's going to be a heavy hitter. But I mean, that's pretty good. Is there any story elements we can glean from this?
6.
Because it seems like this is going to be the final mission. Because how they made it seem is, we're working up with the crime syndicates, doing bounties and things like that. And the more we do, the rarer bounties or jobs will unlock. And eventually, once we get to the exotic jobs or bounties, one of them is going to be the dungeon, and then the other is going to be the new activity. So it seems like the dungeon is the last mission of the expansion. And the gameplay loop is going to be like, all right, so we did like the main campaign, and now we got to do all these jobs and work up to the exotic jobs to get the dungeon to finish the campaign. And this is kind of like us going after the big bad who is overseeing the creation of the Bear Imperium. And it seems like the Drifter's pretty right, because in the previous trailers for Renegades, the Drifter's like, listen, the Nine's got something to do with this. I don't know what, but the Nine is enhancing this group of Cabal in some way. And now we're learning that the Dredgen have been worshipping Six, who is Saturn, who is not good, in raising up this army to cause
I've marshaled a new Imperium
pain,
to snuff out the light.
to snuff out the light. So basically to destroy the Traveler, the Guardians, everything under the light. And so his violence, so he's basically submitting all of his actions that he's doing to the Nine. And do we know if the Nine get more powerful the greater their following is. Because we don't really know much about Saturn. Because you would think if Saturn was so bad and against us, we were literally at the Dreadnought fighting against all of the Hive sisters and sister brother was there. We were all at Saturn. Saturn could have done something to us, but they didn't. Maybe because they were building up to this moment. And they don't really tease a look at the big weapon that the Barren Imperium is building. So maybe the story beats are going to be the main campaign is going to be us going to destroy this weapon that they're building to stop the prophecy from coming true from the Nine that's going to eradicate everyone. And then once we defeat the big weapon or destroy it, then we're going to go to the ship that's housing this dredgen that orchestrated all this to defeat him. I'm interested to see how that's going to work, because we've never fought a big bad boss that's just like another Guardian before. We've always fought like big, huge monsters that take up like half of our screen, but I don't think we've had a enemy that's this size of our Guardian. Like as a big bad boss, you know? And I have a feeling that he might be difficult, especially if he's using Praxic blades, because he'll be able to deflect all of our bullets and whatnot. And so it'll be very much like a duel with lightsabers, probably. I think swords will be the way to go, perhaps. I don't know. But it seems like it could be pretty cool if he is the main villain of the dungeon. I think that'd be pretty cool to have as like a final boss. Is someone like that, so maybe we'll see. And it'll also be interesting to see how 6 is buffing the enemy and kind of what 9 powers it's giving to the Barren Imperium and to the Dredgen. So there's a lot that they could do with this dungeon, story-wise. What do we think is going to, like, what is this leading up to? Because I feel like the Edge of Fate led into the prophecy, and there's going to be this big calamity that's going to destroy everything, but we need to unite the 9 in order to solve all of our issues. And this isn't really solving that. So maybe what's happening is we are uniting the 9 one by one. And we know it's split in half, so there's 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and then there's the sun that kind of oversees everything. At least I think that's how it is. I don't remember what side the sun is on. But the last 4 are the darker ones, I think, or at least there's 4 that are the darker ones, and I think our job is to take those one by one and convert them onto one side, or figure out a medium for all the 9 to exist on. But if that's the case, then this one is all about number 6, which is Saturn. And maybe at some point during the expansion, or I don't know, we're going to be turning this member of the 9 over to unite the 9. This doesn't really give any story beats with what is happening before and after to lead up to this point. I don't really know where it's going to lead, which is great. I'm excited to experience what this expansion has to offer and where it's going to take us. I think there is a lot that they can do with this expansion. They need to do a lot with this expansion. And I know they've been putting a lot of time and effort into Renegades, considering that Edge of Fate and the freaking Ashen Iron, I almost called it Ashen Iron, but that's not what it's called. There's nothing. There's like no content. It felt very minimal, like, okay, let's organize this group of activities and make an event out of that. And I do think that the most recent activity, the one that's going on right now, the Call to Arms, is pretty cool. I do like the leaderboard system. It's a little buggy, and I want my Crucible score to be updated. I hope they go back and take the information from previous games, because I have popped off in some matches, and then other times I fail miserably. So I don't know what they're going to do with that bug fix, but yeah, I'm not really sure what's coming after, which I'm grateful for. I don't want to know everything. I want them to keep a lot of things close to home. I think I'm just in such a state of mind where we've had information given to us basically fed through a tube, all this information that's about the expansions over and over and over again. For every single expansion, we have started to crave more and more, and I am trying super hard to break out of that habit and be okay with not knowing what's going on in the game right now and what's coming next. I want to just be excited for when it arrives so that I can experience what they've been putting all of their work and effort into, you know? But there's a lot that we don't know, which I am grateful for. At least I'm trying to be grateful for it, because there is so much. But yeah, it looks like this is going to be a lot of fun. And then, continuing on. Access and streaming requirements. With the Equilibrium Dungeon race approaching, we want to make sure players are aware of our updated streaming guidelines required to qualify for World's First, which we first implemented in the Desert Perpetual Epic Raid Race. To reiterate, at least one member of your fire team must stream the full duration of the activity. The stream must be on YouTube, Twitch, or Bilibili. The stream must be set to video on demand. If the fire team member wants to hide portions of their screen, they must use an overlay provided by Bungie. Instructions will be accessible via Destiny the game, or use their own version that blocks the designated areas provided in our overlay. Team members cannot use additional overlays to block other portions of their stream, even as a joke. The fire team member who streams cannot black out or hide their screen or portions of their screen outside the provided overlay. Game audio must always be on at all times, but players may mute their vocal or their voice audio. The streaming team member must fill out this contact form before 9 a.m. December 13th. All right, so if you want to participate, fill this form out, and then here are the rules and regulations for streaming the raid race, or the dungeon race. Dungeon Zone live stream details. Want to tune in into the action live? Tune in to the official broadcast here, or stop by any of our partnered co-streams that will be announced closer to the event. So if you want to watch it, click that link. Introducing Vanguard alerts. All right, let's see what this is all about. Hey there, Guardians. Engagement team here with a new feature aimed at reigniting a Destiny 2 ritual. Say hello to Vanguard alerts, coming in week 2 of Renegades. Vanguard alerts allow you and your fire team to complete a range of activities available to players at all skill levels for rewards that will help you progress in the game. Activities include different playlists, our new Grandmaster Vanguard alert, and the Desert Perpetual raid, as well as the upcoming Renegades dungeon. Vanguard alerts should feel similar to the Vanguard Ops playlist and Grandmaster Nightfalls of old. The goal was to bring back the feeling of logging into Destiny 2 for the week and immediately knowing what activities to start with to get you and your fire team that good loot, giving you an opportunity to have fun while building up to harder activities. All right, that sounds great. Bringing back the week-to-week grind. I'm excited for these new Vanguard alerts. We'll have to wait and see what they're all about. The activities. To complete Vanguard alerts, open the seasonal hub and go to the new Vanguard alerts tab. You can view the playlists and activities for the week, see the rewards, and view the activity challenges. They rotate weekly, so every week should feel like a new challenge is awaiting you and your friends. Vanguard Alert Arena, Vanguard Alert Crucible. Interesting. Vanguard Alert, Area Vanguard Alert, and Crucible. There we go. These playlists contain a set of activities, including the new 6-player PvE Arena Ops that are fast, uncomplicated to complete, and have preset modifiers. Great. Preset modifiers are what everyone's been asking for. These are the best for players that just want to relax and play some PvE while still earning great rewards. Beautiful. Good change, Bungie. Good change. I hate that I have to build the game for you guys. Like, I understand that you want people to play how they want to play, but choosing the modifiers is such a tedious task, and it's a hard in-between matches, like a hard in-between thing to do between activities. So I'm glad that they're making this change. Grandmaster Vanguard Alert. These are more difficult activities where you and your fire team can test your metal and your newly acquired rewards and power level. Rotating weekly, Grandmaster Vanguard Alert should take slightly longer and offer greater rewards for your time and effort, as they are harder than the usual Grandmaster difficulty you found elsewhere in the portal. Think of them as the Grandmaster Nightfalls of old. Okay. Ooh, fancy. What is this? I'm guessing this is just a placeholder for the icon for the season. It's a surprise. See? It's a surprise. You'll have to wait and see. Okay. I like this. It looks pretty empty, but I think this is great. Interesting. Yep. Cool. Dungeon and raid. We included dungeons and raids in the Vanguard alerts to give you easy access to these activities. The Renegades dungeon and the Desert Perpetual raid have weekly challenges that grant rewards from their corresponding reward pools. Cool, and then here's that. Here's the challenges. Complete activities. Cool. I like it. I like that the challenges will also give you bonus drops and rewards. All right, the rewards. Here is the good stuff. Here's the goods. Ready for this? My hair looks great. Ignore it. We want Vanguard alerts to be a place where you start your week in Destiny 2. So its rewards have been designed to accommodate that. Each week, the Vanguard Arena Ops, and Crucible alerts will offer a multi-stage challenge with rewards and XP granted for each stage completed. The weapons you earn from completing each stage will be tier 3 or above, based on your account power and among the highest power drops you can earn in Destiny 2. On top of that, they are a primary source for seasonal weapons, featuring the Accelerated Assault Origin trait, which loads a small amount of ammo to the weapon after dealing sustained damage. Crucible alerts will offer Crucible weapons specifically. Additionally, once a week, you can earn the following bonus rewards for completing the first stage in each alert category. Vanguard Alert, 50 Chronologs, Arena Ops, 50 Bright Dust, Crucible, 50 Bright Dust. Cool. You can repeat the playlist activities and receive regular rewards based on score with a random chance of gaining another seasonal weapon with the extra origin trait. Completing Grandmaster Vanguard alerts with a grade B or higher will reward one pinnacle weapon with the Accelerated Assault Origin trait and bonus XP. Completing the Desert Perpetual raid and Renegade's Dungeon weekly challenge grants a seasonal bonus powerful gear reward from either activity. Cool. I like that. I like the rewards and the opportunity to get so many. I appreciate it. What's next for Vanguard alerts? We are working on further improvements for Vanguard alerts that we will share as soon as possible. In the meantime, we can share that we are looking into adding legacy content, including raids and dungeons, to the weekly rotation, and finding a permanent location for Vanguard alerts in the portal, as well as expanding the activity and reward offerings in the future update. The version launching in the next few weeks is a foundation, and we want your help to determine what to build up next. Use hashtag Vanguard Alerts on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, and Blue Sky to share your thoughts on the following. What legacy activities would you like to see included in Vanguard Alerts? What activities do you miss and would like to run again with your fire teams? Where would you expect to find Vanguard Alerts in the portal? We understand the seasonal home isn't the most convenient, and we want them to be easy to access. I think this is phenomenal. This is a great change, Bungie. I like that you are starting to ask for our input and being willing to take that input and implement it into the game. I definitely know there's a lot of stuff that players have been asking for, and I like that you are this specifically taking our thoughts into consideration. This feels nice. This feels good. So everyone who's watching this video, let me know what activities you want to see in the Vanguard alerts. And especially right here, like, what activities do you miss and would like to run again? Is there activities that you would like to run again with your fire teams and things like that? For me, I mean, I'm a menagerie kind of guy. If they could somehow bring back the menagerie, even though I don't even know if it's still in the game. I don't even know if it could be brought back in the game, but if they could, oh, I'd love it. I would be loving every second of that. So good. So good. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section down below what you would like to see in the Vanguard alerts. Call to arms updates. All right. This is the current event that's going on right now. We appreciate the constructive feedback you've been sharing in the day since Call to Arms started. The team has been working to address the pain points that players are experiencing. We've deployed the following changes and fixes as a live update. Set the Salt Mines activity to only have Taken combatants, not rotate between Dread and Taken, during the Call to Arms event to maintain a consistent experience when earning points in solo ops runs. Removed Cutting Edge as a requirement in all Crucible modes. Fixed Zone Control mode, not recording a player's higher scores after their first registered score. Great. Huge. But now all of the cheaters are in there, so great. Great. More improvements are planned for upcoming live updates. Remove power multipliers as a scoring factor in PvE and PvP activities. This means that players at 500 power can earn similar scores to those at 550 power. Great. And I'm almost at 500, so hopefully I'll start earning a little bit more points. Changed boons to add 0 red or green triangles. Players may now choose any boon without impacting their overall score. Changed all gear player takes to add 5 green triangles in Call to Arms activities, matching all bows. Our goal is to give players the opportunity for more variety in selecting modifiers during this competition. Great. I know that this one has been a pain point for a lot of people, that all bows has been the best modifier to use, so this is good. I'm glad they're making this change. The team is also actively investigating other friction points players have reported. We are looking into increasing revive token quantities in the coil activity. While we have not landed on a solution yet, we will provide an update when available. We are validating a fix for the Iron Banner quest Testament of Strength, overriding the Call to Arms event quest. Okay. Be sure to claim your daily shipment of gear from Devrim in the tower. Earning competitor points in Call to Arms activities will increase how many rewards you receive. Yep. All great changes. I think this is going to positively affect the event as a whole. And I think I said earlier when I was playing it for the first time that it was kind of meh, that I didn't really enjoy it, that it felt like those of us who didn't have a lot of time to invest in the game or have high enough power could really like have a stake in the leaderboards and things like that. And I understand that it's meant for a little bit more of a competitive outlook, and that if you want to get the best loot or even ornaments or things of that nature, that you just got to get good and play the game. But I think they overall need to reevaluate a player's time and how we are spending our time in the game. Um, but I think they're on a good track. I think increasing or decreasing the power grind has been really nice. I felt myself constantly getting higher power stuff. I mean, I wasn't even at 450 today, and now I'm at 470. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Um, but yeah, let's see what else they got going on. Bungie Bounty for Good returns. It's that time once again, Guardians, that Bungie Bounty for Good is back. We're switching things up and hosting the bounty on a Monday, so get your fire team locked in now, as this will be your final TWID reminder before we queue up for the Crucible on the 17th, starting at 12 p.m. Throughout November, we are recognizing Veterans and Military Families Month, and this bounty will be in support of two amazing nonprofits that harness the power of gaming and uplift these communities, Stack Up and Gold Star Gamers. Two top-tier organizations answering the call in support of veterans and military families that we couldn't be prouder to back the mission of. Joining our foundation squad are two lightkeepers with strong military ties. Snevo, an Air Force veteran and member of the Colorado National Air Guard, and Atlas, a Guardian who grew up on military bases across the world and comes from a long line of military service dating back to the Revolutionary War. Nice. Reminder on how the Bungie Bounty for Good works. Match the Bungie Foundation team in the Crucible during the bounty window. Emerge victorious and earn the faster than light emblem. We'll be splitting time between the West Coast and Central Time Zone host. Tune in on the 17th at 12 p.m. to catch all the action on the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel. We'll see you in the Crucible next week. Cool. And then here is that emblem that you can earn. Looks pretty good. All right, and then here is all the issues that's going on. Now let's see what they have to say down here. Another week has passed, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up ahead and following Renegade's launch in December. We'll continue to keep everyone updated on the upcoming dungeon race, and there are some new SBX armor tuning updates we're excited to share with you all. We hope to continue enjoying Call to Arms, start getting your fire teams together for the dungeon race, and we are excited for what's next to come for Destiny 2 community team. Awesome. That was a great twab or twid or whatever you want to call it. We got the new dungeon trailer that dropped, which looks awesome and amazing. I'm excited to see how it affects the story, and I'm excited to see the lightsaber and how cool it is. I'm excited for just everything with Renegades. I just like new stuff. I like experiencing new things. I think it's going to be great. And they did a lot of changes for this event for Call to Arms, which is great. I'm excited for the Vanguard alerts. They look like they're going to be a better way to get people into the game and help them know where to go and what to start with. So this is a great time. And we get our Grandmaster Nightfalls back in this playlist as well, and it's going to be great. I'm excited to do that. Hopefully it's match made, because I don't have a lot of friends to team up with in a fire team, so hopefully it's match made. I think that would be fun. But yeah, other than that, that's going to be it for this week's TWID. Thank you all for coming and watching, and let me know down in the comments down below your thoughts and opinions on how Bungie's doing with Destiny. And If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you do enjoy this content and want to see more. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!